from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster who's coming. He's here to be a friend in the deep dark night, to hang out with you, keep you company, take your mind off of stuff so you could fall asleep. I'm here to be your boyfriend, your distraction, not so much to put you to sleep, but to keep you, I don't know, be with you while you fall asleep, but at a comfortable distance. So if you're new to the show, just give it a few tries, see how it goes, because I'm just here to help. I really hope I can help you out. Get the rest you need and deserve. But I do it in a very different way, and I'll explain more in the intro coming up here. Because I'm full, you know what I'm full of? Full of meanders, man. You seem to be overflowing with superfluous tangents. And I say, yeah, I could barely sit. I'm so overflowing with superfluous supercalifragilisticexpialidocious superfluous tangents. Even though the sound of it is, I don't know. We're trying to find a word that rhymes with tangent other than angent. Frangent? No. Words that rhyme with tangent at the tangents. My brain is blank. Tangent, a hard word to rhyme with right now. Tangent, the only word I can think of is angent. Ungent does not rhyme with. Anyway, welcome to Sleep With Me. This is what you could expect. What we got coming up next is support. That's only for people that listen to the show more than one episode a night, more than 3 or 4 episodes a week. So if you're new, you only listen occasionally, or you're only going through a tough time right now, or you're not in a position to support the show or the sponsors, you could follow the show in your podcast app of choice. That's free. Just keeps you up to date on the latest episodes. You could try out an additional podcast app, like an independent podcast app that may have more features, and just use that for your sleep podcast listening. Keep your daytime podcast and your music in one app. You could comment or like or follow, whatever you do, that kind of stuff. Those are nice ways to help the podcast out. Another way to help the podcast out or other people out, just let somebody know about the show. That's really a big help. And then if you're a regular listener, and you say, well, I don't know what I'd do without this podcast, we really could use your help, either supporting one of these sponsors or supporting the show directly. Thanks. Sleep With Me podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, ZocDoc. You know that feeling when you walk out of a doctor's office and you think, wow, I feel so much better now. They really listened to me. They really explained to me what was going on. I felt heard. I felt seen. The right doctor can make you feel lighter, clearer, gives you hope everything's going to be all right. And I had that kind of relationship with my doctor in California. I felt like he listened to me. It felt like he took his time with me. But unfortunately, I moved all the way across the country. I'm in a whole new system now. But guess what? You can find those kind of doctors that make you feel good, that really listen on ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website that helps you find and book high-quality in-network doctors so you can find someone you love. We're talking about booking in-network appointments with over 150,000 providers across all 50 states. Whether you're looking for dermatology, dentistry, primary care, eye care, or one of the other 200-plus specialties offered on ZocDoc, you could easily search for specialty or symptom to build the care team that's right for you. View thousands of verified patient reviews to give you a real sense of who your doctor is. Maybe they don't like small talk, or maybe you root for the same sports team. Whatever it is, you can feel confident that you can book with a doctor you know you'll love. And here's the thing I'm finding here of why ZocDoc is so much better, because the doctors on ZocDoc are available. Every time I ask somebody in person here about their primary care physician or their dentist, they say, oh, they're not taking new patients. But with ZocDoc, I don't have to worry about that feeling. I can find a doctor I like, and then I can book an appointment with them. And that's one of the reasons I love ZocDoc, and you should check it out too. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/sleep to find and instantly book a doctor you love today. That's ZocDoc.com/sleep. ZocDoc.com/sleep. Thanks, ZocDoc, for sponsoring this message. Hey, everybody, this is Scooter. We're playing a new board game. Gene, take it away. Thanks, Scooter. We're playing Don't Support the Show. And this is not even though it's fun, Scooter, it's not ironic, is it? Gene, I've tried to, neither one of us, I think, has a grasp of that word. But you may be correct because it's actually paradoxical making a sleep podcast, and that's why we're doing this. Now you got two words you don't know, Scooter. Tonight's winner is people that listen in the most average way. The average listener, Scooter, but no one's average here. Thanks, Gene, for pointing that out. It is true, but there is a average listening style. And those are people that wind down during the intro, fall asleep during the episode. You listen to one or two episodes a week. The episode stops at the end of the episode, or you have a sleep timer set, and you listen, for a couple months at a time, and you realize, hey, I like the ads. I don't mind the ads, or the ads are necessary. And that's how most people listen, right? And the sponsors and the listener support has you covered. If you only listen to a couple of episodes a week while you're going through a tough time, you wind down during the intro, and then you fall asleep during the story, and the episode ends, and at some point you're asleep or you're comforted or you get what you need, and you listen to whatever, like 10, 12, 20, 30 episodes a year. You don't need to support the show. Sorry, I went into my... Gene, I was doing an imitate. Thank you, Scooter. They already won. The show's here for them. They don't need to support the show. The sponsors and the listeners do it for them. Yeah, so you're in a group. You don't really need to support the show. You could if you choose, and you'll hear more about it, but you don't need to. And when you hear me with some intensity trying to get through to listeners to support the show, you're not one of the groups I'm trying to get a hold of. But thanks for listening. And the reason we're doing this in fun and then more calm terms, other parts of the show, is so you know you're welcome here, that it's good news. It's good you're here. I'm here to bring you sleepy joy, comfort, and delight in the deep, dark night. And I'm trying to mix up and change up what I'm doing so I can remind you I'm glad you're here. Thanks, Gene. Thanks, everybody. I love making the show for you. And people love supporting it for not just their style listening, but your style listening too. Your comfort in the deep, dark night. Thanks. Oh, Mystery Bard. A lot of people help out on our show. Who are they?
Posty poster son sounds like a near fall. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes. Carl W. the legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at JonathanMann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Anna like banana. Leah does the transcript.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. And like for people that, I've been saying don't support the show directly. One of the ways you could support the show is letting people know about the podcast or signing up for a referral newsletter. If we get enough people interested, we'll start doing fun live streams or something like that. And you could sign up at sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer. That's sleepwithmepodcast.com/REFER. Thanks, everybody. And what do you say we get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever is keeping you awake. That could be thoughts on your mind, thoughts about the past, the present, stuff you're thinking about, you were thinking about, stuff you're thinking about, thinking about, planning on, thinking about planning on. Could be words you just say, how can I not rhyme? I thought I was good at rhyming, but now I'm like, I've been humbled by a word. Tangent. Superfluous is also hard to rhyme, but you see, that makes sense because it's a gigantic word, in my mind at least. Tangent. So it could be thoughts. Maybe we'll come back to that tangent on another tangent. Tangerine. I think I've tried to do this before, too. I know I've said the word tangerine tangent before. Maybe I haven't, but if I was going to have like an 80th nickname, or if I lived in that, like the times when you checked into hotels under whatever those are called, pseudonyms, other than, I guess, by night I could be Noir Chardonnay. By day, Tangerine Tangent. What's your name? Tangerine TT. You could call me TT if you wish. Tangerine Tangent's the name. Not being able to rhyme with the word tangent is my game. And going, thoughts. It could be, let me get back to the intro, though. Feelings, anything coming up for you emotionally related to those thoughts, feelings about you, feelings that are there, feelings that just appearing, feelings about stuff, could be physical sensations, changes in time, temperature, routine. You could be going through something, in the middle of something, anticipating something. Maybe you have guests, or you're traveling, you work a different schedule or different shift, or your schedule changed. Or you just can't sleep, or you're helping somebody and that's getting in the way of your sleep. Whatever it is, the only reason I bring up why you can't sleep is so that you know you're not alone. And I realize that that's like a different thing to say in a podcast, right? Because we're not directly connected, any of us, but you have let me in close to your ears, and I appreciate that. That is a big step. But the thing is, we are connected, and I'm not speaking just for me. In this case, it's the royal we of all the listeners, and we're indirectly connected and loosely connected, but there's still a connection in the deep dark night that we share, and it's a nice one. And it's a man, if all my connections could be indirect and loose like this, I don't know, but this is a nice one because the people that listen to this show, that come back night after night, if you're new, or if you're only listening once in a while, or whatever brought you here, whatever brought you back, most of the people listening know it's not easy when you can't sleep. And that most people prefer to just close their eyes and fall right asleep, right? And sleep to get the rest they need so their life is better tomorrow. And they also know that associated with that stuff are some other feelings and experiences that aren't so great a lot of times. And it might not be lonely or whatever for you. And you might be going through something very specific, right? They say, listen, sleep podcaster, you can't understand where I'm at. What brought me here is not something you're familiar with or have been through. And I'm not even sure I could relate to it. And I'll tell you two things. One, I can see you and see you that you're hurting a little bit there. So I can still send my caring your way. But the other better piece of good news is there's enough people listening around the world that there really is someone listening right now in this moment who really gets where you're at, who really has been in some places similar, and they're a regular listener, and they're caring about you in this indirect, loose way. They're thinking fondly of you and sending you well wishes. They're rooting for you in the deep, dark night, and that's important because it feels good for them. And then they know when they need someone to root for them that there's other listeners out there rooting for them. And that's what connects us. And that when I'm glad you're here, and I'm not the only one that's glad you're here. And we all believe you deserve a bedtime where you could get the rest you need so your life is more manageable tomorrow, that you don't have to dread going to bed or look at it with uncertainty or rigmarole most of the time. Though last night my bedtime was full of uncertainty, but it just happens. And it's, okay, well, I'll have to try to rebound today. But I know tonight I'll go back to my wind down routine, and hopefully that'll help me out tonight. So, yeah, like, I'm really glad you're here. And I really hope if this show can help you and you get the rest you need on a regular basis, that you could be out there in the world flourishing and move on from the podcast if you need to. Not everybody does. You know, it's kind of cool to hang out with everybody. But maybe you get the rest you need so that things are better. And if you're flourishing in this world, that means the world we're in is a better place, and we need you in this world. So that's why I make the show. And deep down, that's why I think people come back to the show. I mean, that's the foundation. There's a lot of goofy, silly stuff, friendly stuff on the top of that, and a unique take on I'm just, everybody that listens to the show is a little bit different in a good way. And that's another thing that unites us, brings us together. So that's a couple of things. The other thing is that most people don't like this show, right? When they first get here, you may have a strong distaste for it even. Whatever brought you a search or recommendation, or you just found the show. And that's okay. Like, this show does take a couple tries to get used to. It is a taste. You have to acquire a taste for it, or you don't. But it does take 2 or 3 tries. That's what most regular listeners say and have said over the past 12 years. First, I didn't like you or the show, or I didn't understand, and this was not what I expected. This is a sleep podcast. I don't get it. What are you going on? Those kind of things. I'm tired. Why can't you just put me to sleep right now? And then on the second try, they said, oh, this person is kind of genuine and they do want to help. But it's just not, I don't get this. I thought this was a sleep podcast like the other stuff I've tried all my life that didn't work. And then on the third time, they just kind of woke up the next day and they said, oh, I get it. It's serious and it's non-serious, and non-serious and it's seriousness. So just give it a few tries and see how it goes. If you never acquire the taste for the show, or you decide right now it's not for you, we have a website set up, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you. And on there you can find other sleep podcasts and sleepy stuff, because that'll help. Like, you still deserve a good night's sleep, even if you strongly dislike me. You don't need to let me know about it, because so many people have over the years. I just want you to get a good night's sleep, even if you strongly dislike me. I mean, it's pretty, there's about 80 parts of my personality that may share your opinion. And I say, that's okay. So check out sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you. And what I do is I send my voice across the deep dark night. I use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, superfluous tangents. So I go off topic, I get mixed up, I forget what I was talking about, and all that is in service of, one, making a podcast you kind of just barely listen to, a podcast you could listen to when you need to, but you don't have to pay attention to it, or you don't have to pay close attention to it. It's kind of like a TV on in the other room, a show streaming under your pillow, sand passing through your hands, out of focus picture, a friend talking to you on the phone, and that you say, hey, just talk to me for a while. I'm not going to really pay attention. I just need a comforting voice here. Somebody that wants to help me out and bring me outside of myself a little bit. So that's the kind of style of the listening, but you could listen. I'm here to the very end, because the other thing is that this show is not meant to put you to sleep. I'm not here to put you to sleep. There's no pressure to fall asleep with this show. I'm not there's the reason the episodes are over an hour, so you don't have to be concerned with falling asleep. I'm here to hang out with you while you fall asleep, and so that you kind of just fall asleep at some point. I'm here because there's people listening who can't sleep at all, who have unique kinds of sleep issues, or in situations where they can't sleep, or working schedules where it's tough to sleep, or they need a break during the day, or they just listen while they work. And I have a compact, like, I'm here to the very end, whether you're awake or asleep. So you could listen to me, but you don't need to listen to me. And you say, okay, I could fall asleep, but I don't have to fall asleep. There's something about that for me. That's when I fall asleep sometimes. And, when I'm trying, it doesn't seem to work for me. So that's my job, is just to hang out. To be your boar friend, your boar bay, your boar sib, your boar bud, your neighbor, your boar bee, your boarman, your boars, your Boris Borloff, your chairman of the boards, boar sib, boar cuz, borbra, your best boar friend forever, and just chill and ramble on and on and on. So that's what I'm here to do. And the only other thing I like to tell people about when they first get to the show and go over it every episode is the structure of the show. Show structure in a pretty specific way to benefit the maximum amount of people it can. So it starts off with a greeting, friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So you feel seen and welcomed in. You say, oh, okay, I could check that show out. Let me try it out. Then after that is support, and the support of the sponsors or supporting the show directly really is for the people that benefit the most from the podcast, that listen the most. So if you're new, occasional listener, I say it every time, but you really don't have to worry about it. It really comes, the podcast in my sometimes vociferousness or whatever when I'm going through that stuff is really directed at the people that listen. Some people listen to 8 episodes a night, 5 nights a week, right? Or they fall asleep instantly every single night. Those are the people who they say, I don't know what I'd do without this podcast. That's the people we're speaking to with the support. And when they support the show or the sponsors, the podcast, this free version, it means paying for it's optional for everybody else. And even for most of the people that benefit the most from it. So it's a pretty cool deal. If you don't like the ads, you can get an ad-free version on Sleep With Me Plus. But that's like what benefits the maximum amount of people. Then after the support is a long meandering intro where I try to explain what the podcast is and I go off topic. I follow a familiar structure every time, but who knows what's going to take me off topic. And the reason the intro is new every time is because, I don't know, my experience with sleeplessness is that familiarity and variety are what work for me. Repetitiveness, it does work for some people, like just like this podcast doesn't work for everybody. Maybe repetitiveness or maybe Sleep With Me's like repetitiveness becomes something that works for you. But for a lot of people, it's like, it's got to be different every time because my brain, it just starts to point out the repetitiveness. It's okay if repetitiveness works for you, but that's why I put the work in to make a new intro every time. Also, the intro is a time not to fall asleep, but to wind down, to get ready for bed, to do a chill activity, to just get in bed, get comfortable, pat your pets, look out the window, doodle, stretch, whatever it is, to ease into bedtime as a part of a bedtime routine. And that's what works for me most of the time and what I've seen in studies works for most people. To have something nice at bedtime to look forward to. So that's why the intro goes on and on and on. And then after the intro will be support. And then after the support, we'll be doing our episodically modular series. I think this will be the finale. And also, I'll be here about an hour. Tangent, let's run through it. Zangent, no. Yangent, no. Angent, bangent, cangent. Cangent rhyme with tangent, dangent, angent, maybe fangent. I mean, I guess you could rhyme the gent part, fangent, gangent. I don't think a hangent. So anyway, I better wrap it up though. But here's the thing: I'm really glad you're here. I really appreciate you coming by, checking this show out. I hope it can help you. And if it does help you on a regular basis, please consider supporting these sponsors or supporting the show. I'd appreciate it. And here's those messages. Thanks. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, Helix. And you know where I was last night? So comfortable, and this morning, and I didn't want to get out of bed because I was so cozy, so comfortable. Yeah, of course, I was in my Helix mattress. And the amazing thing about my Helix is it fits my needs, my sleep preferences, how I like to feel in bed, because I took the quiz over at helixsleep.com/sleep, and I got matched with a mattress. So of all the features I need to sleep cool and comfortable, all the support I need for when I'm sleeping on my side, when I'm sleeping on my stomach, to take good care of my back, and so I get a great night's sleep, and then I'm so comfortable. You know, I'd like to take the day off and spend it in bed, especially on these cool winter nights. Holy moly. But what about you and your mattress? Do you think it's time for an upgrade to a mattress that gets you and what you need? What's going to make you comfortable? I think you deserve that, right? And you could take that Helix quiz. It matches you with the perfect mattress based on your personal preferences and sleep needs. It makes buying a mattress easy, and you do it in the comfort of your own home. And there's free shipping in the U.S. It comes straight to your door. And what an upgrade it's been, because I had to temporarily sleep on a mattress that was not a Helix. And now I look forward to going to bed every night, to getting cozy, pulling those blankets in and snuggling down in my Helix. I'm going to be comfortable all night long. So what about you? How about you take that quiz and you see what discount Helix has to offer right now? Go to helixsleep.com/sleep to see the latest offers for Sleep With Me listeners. That's helixsleep.com/sleep for current offers. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. That's helixsleep.com/sleep. Everybody, Scoots here, and this is our episodically modular series. I believe it may be the second to last episode, the most episode, it'll be the last episodically modular episode, ideally, that I record today. I mean, that I record today, hopefully. More probably. This is the last episodically modular episode that I'll record today. But it'll probably be the last one in our series. But let me explain. But don't worry, because you said last episode. I'm a new listener. Don't worry, I got you. I really do. We'll have a making of episode come out at some point, I also believe. But yeah, so episodically modular means that you can listen to these in any order. So this may be episode 19. Strange number to end on, but there is no ending in episodically. It was kind of an ending, a wrap, like. But if you're just listening to this for the first time and second time, don't worry. All the other episodes really are prequels. And the great thing is the way continuity works on Sleep With Me. You'd say, wow, these prequels, they don't explain a lot because I fell asleep. And so don't you could listen to them in any order is what I'm saying. That's why they're episodically modular. Like you can move them around. Each episode, the characters are supposed to, resolve something. I say that in a way that I expect the characters to do that. They don't always behave. But this one will be, as this was written to be the last one. We'll see. And there is a catch-up episode that came out 2 episodes ago, but I think one of the characters will do all the catching up you need on the story. This is our first combo series, I believe we ever did, of 2 different sets of characters. So it's kind of 19 episodes, but it was really 9 and 9, and then a recap episode maybe. I didn't think about it till just now. So, wow, there's a lot of episodes for one series. I say, it's 9 Big Farm and the Sky PI episodes and 9 Get Besos episodes and 1 summary one. Or maybe it was 7 and 9 or 7 and 6. I don't know. But I almost said the things the kids say, but I'm not, I'm not a kid anymore. There was not 6 or 7 of either one. I mean, unless my math's off. If there was 7, then there would have been, couldn't have been 6. I'm just playing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, okay, where was I? Don't worry, by the time you hear this, it'll be irrelevant pop culturally. I guess that's all I needed to do was sum that up for you. And introduce, we do have someone from the greater, like I call him our Hollywood international, our Hollywood announcer. But he's actually from the greater Los Angeles area. I mean, he means that in a loving, like he just doesn't want me to just say he loves Hollywood, he loves Los Angeles, he loves the the greater Los Angeles area. But you know, the greatest love of all he has inside of him is saved for people falling asleep. And I always tell him, save it for when I tell, like, especially anything that may be audible, even on some spectrum that hasn't been discovered yet. I'm aware of it. But he comes all the way here to the central New York area from the greater Los Angeles area because of his love of the listeners of the show. And he travels in a way that's beyond my understanding. And I don't mean spiritually, though. You know, like, who do I say moves in, spherical ways? That's BB-8. He does not, Antonio, I don't think do you ever move in spherical ways? He shrugged, probably has. But where was my point? So he travels here by, I think, stored solar and geothermal energy. That's the best way for me. And wind, he just gave me a thumbs up. But I haven't seen any solar planes yet. But if there was one, he would travel in it. Maybe he travels by wind energy, like in do you travel in a styrofoam plane? Oh no, that wouldn't be good for a styrofoam alternative plane. He didn't he just finds me amusing. So anyway, here's our Hollywood announcer, Mr. Antonio Banderas. The friends beyond the binary, the ladies, the gentlemen, the boys, the girls. It's time to get sleepy with the big farm in the sky, PI, and get Besos, Wow, that's been around for, I mean, holy moly, what a generous person. Do you want a glass, before you go back to the greater Los Angeles area, do you want a glass of water? I'm kidding. We're going to play, I'm trying to get him to play Goblet. No one in my, but that's a board game, but no one likes to play it with me more than once or twice. And that says more about me than about them or the game. But I tend to be quiet, except when I'm squealing with glee, when I'm on the verge of victory. Anyway, that's Antonio Banderas, and this is our series, Get Besos Big Farm in the Sky, PI. Hey, Diane, it's Simon. I just wanted to fill you in on things. I think my clients... I'm about to report to my clients, and things are going to take place, but I wanted to tie up some things before they did, because, my clients, Diane, right? So G&DK, all is well with them. They're with me. So, I'm going to do one of those sandwiches, Diane, you taught me about. The one you taught me about, because you're so knowing. So I'll go good news, not so good news, and then an attempt at being optimistic of things that are beyond our control and what's within our control news. Okay, so G&DK are with me. All is well with G&DK. What else do you need to know? The tunes, so they went, not only did they... go get the other tunes from whatever world where tunes are victorious. It was an illusionary world anyway, Diane. Turns out it wasn't actually like a realm. It was a virtual helmets. that Jiff was using until he could design something. He did design, I guess because of 3D printing, virtual reality helmets that would fit all of the cartoon characters that are now real beings. And they're with us in Florida as well. But they're doing well. And then because the Sheriff of Nottingham or whatever, they helped bring Jiff in because Jiff was hiding his Blanco. We couldn't find Jiff somewhere. He was somewhere in the towns. So that's good. But there's a lot of other things I wanted to wrap up for you, Diane, here. Where, who, what, where, when, why, how. I forgot to even do that. I'm sorry, Diane. Who am I? Simon, Big Farm. I mean, you know who I am, Diane. Simon, Big Farm in the Sky, PI. I was hired by Richard Warren and James Cash, RW and James, or Richie. No, Richie's RW. Richie. I was hired by them to help them get Jiff, which now, because of the tunes, track down Jiff, find his list. We found parts of his list. We found Jiff. Jiff is with us. And that, okay, some things that my clients also left undone. So, Pithy, Axion, Nefel, and their other son, Pithy. I don't have everything in front of me, Diane. I apologize, but they're all meeting us where we're about to go to meet everybody. Also, no one can hear me, Diane. They're like I'm alone right now. Not the real Sisyphus, Diane, but Sisyphus. I don't even know if Richie called him Sisyphus. But not the boulder guy, but this version of Sisyphus that I guess Richie created because in this, what's been happening, Diane, is that Richie and James were in Purgatory Limbo, the Beige World. They left there in a quest to get Jiff, Besos, like kisses, from... Like they've been on quests over and over again to get him because Richie particularly, but James also seems to have, they feel like he ruined retail and they wanted to explain to him that retail's supposed to be in person, I believe, and that he's doing it wrong. Meanwhile, this particular time, I also need to find Jiff, because it was such a thing. Jiff was trying to restructure the afterlife, even though he's an earthbound human. I think in a way based on capital, you know what I'm saying, Diane? Economy. I don't know what economies of scale is, but I think that had to do with it. He was going to introduce currency to the afterlives, make one not combine the afterlives into one thing, but that seems like what would happen eventually because there's going to be currency, like actual jobs that you exchanged your time for currency and work that would also help his retail businesses in the earthbound realm. I don't know. We don't have all the details, but he was restructuring the afterlives. And what happened between Jiff and Richie and James's past behavior, it always tests the resilience of the universe. This kind of gets into, I'll get into that part later because that's in the not so great news. Okay, but I'll just do a short end. Like a lot of the mythological characters we encountered or my clients encountered are waiting for us. Because they're not the actual mythological character. If mythological characters were real, Diane, I know you can grasp that idea. These are not the mythological characters that aren't real, but if they were real, these are fictional versions of those characters, Sisyphus being an example, because this Sisyphus was a little bit like Narcissus and sitting in a bog or something. Okay, also the children from the silver children from the ride at in Florida, at one of the big theme parks, what's it called? The Small Children of the Earth or something. Not them, though. Fictional versions of those children. They're with the pony lords and pony ladies that are related to Nephel. Also, they're all waiting for us, too. I think that wraps up the good news. As everybody, we've recollected everybody. I think there's we sent word to Javert, Inspector Javert, but not again. You say which new fictional version of Inspector Javert. We sent word to Inspector Javert's mother. Now I'm realizing I don't know who we sent word to. So we're trying, and then I guess we probably need to get a hold of Inspector Javert's mother. Anyway, we're trying to get everybody that was created as a result, because the thing is, and this was G and DK's idea, get everybody together so we can figure this out, because the universe has been so disrupted because of, separately. I mean, I guess I'm involved, Diane, but I'm involved in trying to make it better too. But I just don't want to give you so the universe is headed towards a hard reset, which means if it happens, which doesn't have to happen, because now we have Jif, we're going to have everybody in the same place, but it doesn't have to happen, right? But if it does, I guess it'll be a reverse, and then another Big Bang 2.0 or something, where it'll be a full reboot, like with hard drive formatting and rewriting. I don't know. I mean, since it's happening on a spiritual cosmic level, probably. So no one, existence will restart, so it won't end. But everything we know as existence will end and restart, and it'll play out in a totally different way or the same way. And that was the whole thing, my relief. I mean, Diane, you know me pretty well. I was fine with going to a non-earthly, post-earthly realm, but I did want to keep myself. I said, it took my whole lifetime to become who I am and to get comfortable with myself and to really love myself. And I'd like to keep that in post-earthly realms. And turns out, at least for me and a lot of people I've encountered, they did. So I was never comfortable, even if I didn't have a choice, with the idea of your post-earthly realm, it'll be a full reboot. Maybe we'll reformat your hard drive. Maybe we won't rewrite it. So you may, be a puppy, but you may have vague memories of being a puppy. But a full reset will accomplish that for everybody. We'll never, basically, it'll be like the data was never there, in a sense, Diane, which I know you get. Now, the only thing to prevent that is, I don't know. Richie, I did get a hold of Richie. He said, don't worry, I got it all. If you've got Jif, I've got it all. And do you have Blanco? His blanket from childhood. I said, well, Jif's dressed as Blanco. He goes, no, I need my Blanco. Turns out Jif dressed as Blanco, using Blanco. So, but I don't know if it's a fictional Blanco, his blanket from childhood or not. But so we're all going to meet. Richie, Richard Warren and James say they have it all covered. Well, James didn't. He said he rolled his eyes and crossed his fingers. But so, yeah, we're going to, wait, there's other things, right? They said, there's other people here. The mayor from, and somebody from that ship. Oh, J. Bruce Larry Vaughn, Frog Spaceship. But yeah, I just looking at my notes, Diane. So that's it. I'm going to leave it recording, and you'll hear Richie and James and whoever. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll do more talking, Diane. But thank goodness you're with me here in spirit, Diane. And I'm going to turn things over to them. Buddy. Yeah. Oh, here they come. Okay. Oh, boy. So that's Simon. You must be Jeep and GK, right? Jeep? You're Jeep, or you Jeep? No, it's a G, like the letter G, and DK. No, James, come on, Jeep. Can you explain to him? Okay, you're GK, DK. Okay. Anyway. All right. Excuse me, Jeff. Could you please stand over here? Yeah, I'm glad can everybody see this thing in the sky? Okay, good. Simon, this is Jeff. Jeff, can I please have Blanco back? I don't think you had permission to wear Blanco as, what are you saying, Simon? You're not sure if this is a fictional Blanco? I don't understand. Just, can I have Blanco, please? Oh, look at that. Okay, everybody stay paying attention here. So I got big news. Oh boy. Now you can see this giant, it's a flashy thing in the sky, and it includes a countdown. That's counting down to the full reboot, which James and I have, James didn't understand what the full reboot was, so I had to explain it to him. Then I had to have multiple people explain it to him. Then I needed people to simplify it so I could explain it to him. And it turns out it's not good. I mean, I've heard, and it's also, by the way, Jeff's fault. All of us are gathered here. Now, this isn't like a lot of my other times where I have to, convince anybody that it's Jeff's fault. Or I guess in lieu of any cosmic authority, that countdown, which is it's not too long from now. It's counting down to the full reboot, which is nice of them. But you could see now up there. Can everybody see? Is okay? Can anybody not see? Okay, well, let me rephrase it. Correct. I apologize. I was wrong phrasing it that way. Is anybody not understanding that there's a large machine in the sky counting down? And if your neighbor needs to know what the countdown is, please share with your neighbor. And they're on that machine in the sky are, it looks like one big button and then a smaller button off to the side. Well, I know because we took by the way, thanks for taking our magical space frog, Larry and Jay. But we flew up there. And so, by the way, it's so good to have Blanco back. Blanco, you're really going to be impressed with Papa. Blanco, can I be Papa now? Like, could I be your Papa for a time? Oh, you don't have to say anything, Blanco. I know. It's good to rub you on my face. Richie, I'm sorry. Yes, James, I'm talking. I'm having a moment with Blanco. Yeah, but the countdown is going. So why don't you have your countdown or your moment with Blanco? Blanco. With your why don't you have a moment as Papa? Sounds so nice, doesn't it? Just like in the show. Well, it's not a good thing. Yeah, okay. Can't believe you've been keeping up with your shows. Well, I mean, I got to. I mean, when they come out, I can't be. Okay, so so the countdown is still going on. DK, Simon, could you come a little closer? Because, so, Simon, I'm trying to use the technique that you were trying to teach us. So the good news is there's two buttons up there. The one's not quite the same as the other one. The big one is you can press it to make the reboot start immediately. That's why Richie and I are down here, right? We didn't get out of the ship. The second button, the sign's a lot smaller, but it says pause. But then there's a long thing next to it. I didn't want to get out. I was just I didn't want to get. Richie told me, James, I'm listening, even though I'm stroking Blanco, my blankets. Could I call you Baby Blanco? Okay. What were you saying, Richie? Why I had to keep you in the ship so you wouldn't accidentally press the full reboot but there's a bunch of words up there that you could explain that part. I mean, I'll supervise. Yeah, what Richie did was Richie read it and explained it to me. Thank you, Richie. James, it's no problem. I'm your best friend. That's what I have to do. Though now I have Blanco to care for in a different way. And we'll decide about that. Okay, go ahead, James. Okay, so next to it, it's a pause. It says it's a pause button, right? But it's a pause everything in existence button. So don't press. It says basically it doesn't just pause the countdown. I guess when you read it, you understand it. It says, so if we press pause on there, it will pause existence enough to kind of put it back in order, I guess. At first, I was hoping it would give us time to figure out all the stuff, but Simon, G, and DK, you seem to have done that. Also, the only way you could put you do the pause is if you put the keys to afterlife in that little box there. But basically, go ahead, G and DK, you're talking, not interrupting me. I understand you have something. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening. And I'll try to rebroadcast it. Okay. So it's like the weather. Exactly. Oh, that's a great way of explaining it. So basically, how do you understand it and I didn't quite understand it? Because you're earthbound. So, yeah, the thing about the pause, at least the theorizing, right, is that if we pause it, it's kind of like the weather, right? Like everything, I think everything will flow back to normal. There is a downside to that, right? That's what G and DK are saying. So we'll get to the downside because of Simon's methods. But if we do pause it, the existences up until about whenever we started this journey, it's not like it'll reset to that, but everything will flow back to where it's supposed to be, like the weather, like a natural flow, right? Does that make sense? Richie, are you listening? James, there's nothing natural about the weather. It does, the weather just does what it wants to do. Okay. Okay, GDK, can you help me? Okay, yeah, so it's like, okay, so if it's all Jif's fault, as you've been saying, Richie. Well, no, James, I mean, you did, Simon, you, other people may have, contributed to Jif's success. Okay, but the thing is that this is kind of like Jif tried to invent a weather machine. Jif could never invent a weather machine. No, this is a metaphor for Jif's inventing something like a weather machine that makes metaphors. So Jif has been trying to restructure the entire post-earthly existence, is like trying to control the weather. And now the weather has to return. If you disrupt the weather, you need a full reboot. Well, weather could use a full reboot, so maybe that's a good thing. Okay, could you tell Blank, could you ask Blanco quietly or have a long conversation, private conversation about the weather? Maybe Blanco needs to know about the weather. You're right, James. Thank you. So he was trying to bring order to the chaos, okay, and instead it brought chaos to the yeah, no, I get it. You're right. It's hard to explain. So if we pause things, as far as we know, it'd be nice if we had some sort of spiritual official around, but I think Richie's previous activities, yeah, that's right, James. We did, I mean, I don't think like, we had to, I mean, we do have the employees that have, various things. Right. Can anybody that's gathered here understand, I'm glad everybody got gathered here, because this is when we get to the more theory. Luckily, G and DK are really good at this, and Simon, we've been talking. So if everybody's fictional, it will be like a soft reboot. We believe. We're not sure. No, we're not sure. But I don't know how to explain it in any other terms than that. But if you didn't know you existed before now, you won't exist. And, because some of you are parallel or multi-parallel characters. So, like, some of you are mythological versions of mythological characters. Some of you are fictional versions of fictional characters. Oh, there's Javert. Oh, good. James, why is Javert standing on top of the flying frog? Oh, because, James, I promised Javert he could press the button for us. Okay. Why didn't you tell me? Oh, I did. James, come on. You just don't. Blanco, that's Inspector Javert. A person that's just a little bit like me. Some of my good qualities up there. Guided. Not quite as many as mine. Okay, wait. So you told Javert he could press what button? The pause button, James. I gave him the keys to the afterlife. Also, I gave him the drive. I don't. How did you get those things? Oh, I have them. I mean, Javert has them now. Okay, so Javert's going to put the keys to the afterlife in that slot. Hey, Javert, you can hear us from up there? It's very clear. Okay. So you're going to put the keys to afterlife and press the pause button. We just got to iron a couple more. I'm sorry, because we're trying to figure out the post what's going to happen to everybody here and you, Javert. I'm sorry. What? No. We never. Your mom's not fictional. You're not like. Okay, you seem to have a lot on your mind, Javert. Oh, and you think that Richie? Are you paying attention? Yes, James. What am I paying attention to? Javert shouting right now. Inspector, could you please listen? What are you shouting about? You're gonna hit the reboot button early. Well, why would you do that? On whose authority? Okay, who's James? Have you ever heard of that? Yeah, that's who. Okay. Well, I didn't give you permission, Javert. I don't deserve any permission. Oh, I'm proof that, I'm sorry, what, excuse me, Javert. I have my childhood blanket here, Blanco, and these are, I don't think Blanco likes hearing you talk to me this way. Poor Blanco hearing, Papa referred to as the cause, would you say the symbol of all that's wrong? Did you, Blanco? Don't worry, he's just upset. Don't worry, Javert. I get it. You feel like something towards me because you have some of my qualities, but not all of them. You reject all my qualities. That's why you're rebooting it. Because I'm. No, not many people on Earth or post-Earth are like me at all, Javert. Most people are not like me. I'm pretty unique. I'm a distilled version of, I have the kind of like you. You went on a quest. You were singular with your quest. And you didn't succeed. Remember, I was very successful. I don't know if you heard. I was one of the titans of retail industry till Jif, changed the rules like he's trying to do here. So it doesn't behoove, James, is that a word, behoove you, Javert, to reboot everything because it won't do anything anyway. The button doesn't even, don't press the button. It won't work. You know what? That's what I want you to do, Javert. It's exactly what my plan was. Probably Jif's plan, too. You to just reboot everything. Reboot the whole... Wait, can you, Richie, can you talk to Blanco about the things he said about you? Javert, I get it. You're upset. You're upset with the state of things. the history of the world, the history of humanity, people like me, that, yeah, it's not just Richie. You know, I did a lot of times do what I wanted instead of thinking what was best for, with the rules or, the case. But, rebooting things will only, well, here's the thing. G and DK, I can hear you. Thank you. Here's the thing, Javert. I thought you were Inspector Javert. Yeah, you are, right? Yeah, so you're basically going to delay I thought you were on, I knew you went to see your mom, but I was hoping you'd return to us. I was surprised that you were going to press the button because I thought you'd be on the case or something. Which case? Oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter because if you reboot things, you won't be on the case anymore. But, you know, the natural flow of things will probably return to something like like you're, and I get it, your job's not to accept the way things are. Your job is to inspect, right? You're not there to inspect Jean Valjean or accept Jean Valjean. You're there to inspect him, right? Is that my understanding of things? You're driven to be an inspector, not an acceptor, right? Right, because if you were an acceptor, then you'd press that button because you'd accept that things are just going to repeat. It'll just look a little bit different, and you won't be there. So in some restart world, I think you're grasping what I'm saying. There may be no Inspector Javert, but maybe there's like 10 Jean Valjeans. Sorry, I didn't say Jean Valjean. Sorry, I don't normally say things that fast. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. But I don't know. I was thinking, DK and Simon and I and Richie and Blanco, that if you're actually an inspector, so there's two things up there. I don't know why that drive is up there, but that drive, why is the drive up there? Nobody knows. Richie may know. But so if you, inside that drive, and maybe you've heard about this guy Moriarty. Also, there's somebody in there more archetypal than Moriarty. And there's an entire realm or world in there, or potential worlds, I think nearly limitless. Wait a second. And you could go in there and check, like you could be inspecting either Moriarty, who, just like Richie, I think you're probably pretty proud of your prowess, huh? So are you better than Data and Sherlock Holmes, or they're equal? You believe you're more driven than either one. Okay, I'd agree with you on that, since you're up there. So you could go into that drive, leave this world, which is just going to repeat, right? That world, we don't even know what's going on in there. But I do know Moriarty and someone that wears red spandex and elasticines in there. Maybe they're working together. Maybe they're not working together. But they probably could use it and excuse me, because G and DK have their hands raised. But yeah, we'll get right back to you, Javert. Okay, G. Okay, DK. Okay, I understand. Okay, great news, I believe. So G and DK theorize that everybody here can go into the drive too. Now, or you could choose whether you want to go into the drive or not. And like everybody can decide on their own, because probably what'll happen if we pause, if you go into the drive, it's outside of the stream of time, or it's its own world. I don't think it'll pause with the pause. I don't know why. I think that, honestly, I just have a feeling, and my feeling's right, but you'll have to all base it on your feelings. Cartoon characters, mythological people, fictional beings. Also, all the people that James thought had passed on to other realms that had not passed on to other realms. So your fictional versions of earthbound beings that did not pass into earthbound realms. We never even covered that. So all of you could either wait and see what happens with the pause, but I believe that the chances of you existing after the pause are like it'll be like one of those movies where everybody's back in their beds or their rooms, but it wasn't a dream. Like it was after a dream sequence, but that wasn't a dream sequence. I know this stuff doesn't make any sense and it makes sense at the same time. Thank you, Nafel. It's great to see. I think you should definitely go in there, Nafel. Maybe there's visiting hours or something, or maybe, but so you could go in there and it's it's a rules-based realm, but the rules may be so deeply embedded. What do I mean, Jeff? I mean, it's based on a fictional version of a fictional technology. So there's like the original drive from the show. Then there's Richie's or whoever. I don't even remember who imagined it. But it's extremely unlimited potential and unknown, which is going to be tough for everybody to face something unknown. But it's better than okay, everybody talk among yourselves. We do have about not very few, just a few minutes left where we have to make a choice. But the other thing is you could establish, is there anybody that doesn't want to go that has anything? Can you discuss it among yourselves? If you don't want to go, raise your hand and talk to one of your neighbors and see if you can work something out. Okay, there's a few of you, and your neighbor's going to explain kind of what's going to, because I don't think I have time to cover, you're working together like a community already. All right, James, Blanco wants to know exactly what's going on here. Why isn't Javert press the button? Well, I think Javert's going to not press the button. Okay, well, we don't have very much time. James, you've been wasting a lot of time, and now the time's almost up. Okay, excuse me one second, Richie. So we just have everybody, can you wrap up your conversations? And as you wrap it up, for the people that raised your hands, give me a thumbs up if you're okay. You feel like you're going to be okay with everything. I realize this isn't an ideal situation, but most of you exist beyond human understanding anyway, or your existence is also beyond human understanding. So I feel like there is some extra intelligence and collective unconscious action. Yeah, it seems to be a lot of thumbs up now. So here's the thing, Richie, could you tell Blanco that your plan seems to have worked? Oh, Blanco already knew that part. Blanco just wanted to know how you didn't get in the way of it working. Okay, well, because originally we were going to do the pause, which meant that all our fictional friends and Nefel and everybody else, Silver Children of the World, everything, they were going to probably de-exist, I guess, in a sense. But now Javert's going to go into the drive and independently, Javert shrugged. But with this community, they're going to go into the drive, even though it's a very uncertain situation and everybody probably has strong feelings about it, but different than human earthbound feelings. But a lot of them may have been based on earthbound beings. It's interesting, Richie. I'm trying to explain things in human terms or post-earthly human terms to non-post-earthly humans, I'm not trying to, there is some greater intelligence here, but there's no authority figure. Yeah, I think that was the thing we were stuck with earlier. So anyway, we've got to, so they're all going to go in the drive, I guess. If you could just tell Blanco that. Inspector Javert is going to go in the drive, try to inspect Moriarty or red spandex elasticine, James. Okay. And everybody else is going to go into the drive based on because you know that the drive is going to stay somehow outside of the slip of time. So yeah, everybody you can start going in the drive. It is this kind of thing where you just kind of look at there's an import. Yeah, Javert, why don't you show everybody? See, so Javert just went in there. So they're all going in the drive now. And then all we're going to have to do is press pause. I'm sorry, Jiff had a question. Jiff, did you have a question? Okay, so you might want to inspect the pause button. Why? Oh, you want to inspect the pause button with me? Oh, and I think this is to try to get along with Blanco or something. Okay, well, why don't you leave Blanco with G and DK? Okay, they do seem really nice. And again, I'm sorry that James called you Jeeves and Donna K. I'm sorry about that. But here, could you hold Blanco for me? Blanco likes to call me Pop. Tell him Papa will be back soon. Okay, come on, Jeff. You can't take Blanco again. So we're going to fly up there on the frog. Oh, James, you're going to say goodbye to Nefel. Okay, good. What is a thing, Jeff? James is busy saying goodbye. He's a little watery-eyed. Yeah, I mean, I think they didn't really have a lot of time to spend together, but James has strong feelings about cloud-based beings he's attracted to. Okay, so what am I looking at? Yeah, there's a big button, and then there's a little button. Kind of looks a little bit the wires are, looks a little bit homemade. I don't know why they'd make the pause button not as big as the reset button. What do you mean you're going to go in the drive, Jiff? Why are you having me look at this? You think it's important? Wait, you're just going in the drive? I don't understand. Oh boy. James, behind the fell. Yeah, good meet. James, I'm going to need you to compose yourself because the time's about to run out, but I just found out another piece of information. Okay. What is it, Richie? Jiff went in the drive. Okay. I don't know if one person's going to disrupt, maybe that's for the best. Okay, but, okay. But before Jiff left, he said to look at the button. Simon, G, and DK are coming up in the frog. Oh, it's all of us. So, and the after people that work, everybody from that runs that. Okay. So, I know the answer to this, all of you, but I think, where's Blanco? Oh, down. Okay. Down there. Okay. Just prefer it if, I don't know if Jiff's in the drive, but I don't can one of you keep an eye on Blanco? Okay. You thank you. So I totally understand all this, but I want to make sure that, and I know, this is all part of my, the way I'm working things out. But Jiff did say there's something off about this button and this sign. Okay, go ahead, G and DK. It looks handmade. Looks like it's quickly made. It's a little bit obvious, but at the same time, based on our circumstance, okay, maybe the work of a super genius. No, I didn't do it, though. I don't know about any other super genius. Oh, fictional super genius. So one that's not real. Like I'm real. I'm an actual super genius. You're talking about an imaginary super genius. Okay. James, could you, can you help them figure things out? I mean, I already know. I'm just here to listen. Okay. So you're saying Moriarty. Yeah, no, I'm not saying, what? So Moriarty made this button somehow? Maybe there's some sort of, that would mean the drive. Oh, because when we put the elasticity and spandex in there, it may have affected the one-way seal? Or, yeah, just some unexpected results. Okay, so what do you mean? Okay, so you have a theory. If it caught Jeff's eye, maybe there's no pause needed. And then if we pause it, basically, oh yeah, it does. Why would the drive be up here and the keys? Okay, so let's separate those things. But if we do, we won't be able to press pause. Okay, so let me review before. So you're saying maybe Moriarty made this pause button because it's the vicinity of the pause button and the two drives, but maybe it actually, maybe it doesn't do anything. Okay, but if we press it, it would open the drive totally. Oh, okay, because those wires. So it would give the keys to the afterlife to either Moriarty or the person in the red spandex and elasticine. They would come out of the drive. They would then they'd be able to press the button or not press the button. Or, the countdown stopped. We're solving things together so that the universe doesn't need to do a full reset. Like the only thing that's not solved. Okay, so let me give the keys. The countdown stopped. Right, just as I planned. Blanco, who do you think we should give the keys to the afterlife to? No. I think the council, maybe Simon should hold them until the council figures out, because everybody from the conference is still around. Oh, there's Lilith. Hey, Lilith. Those are real people, post-earthly beings, and people involved. All the beings we created are in the drive, or that were created as a part of our messing around, right? G and DK, or Simon could find anybody else. But we've reduced the reason the timer stopped is we've reduced the disruption to existence. So we'll give the keys, Simon, take the keys to the afterlife, work with the council. Unfortunately, that means that Richie and I probably have to go back to the beige world, huh? Let's watch the timer because we still have a couple minutes. Richie, you want to not go to the beige world and stay here in Florida? It started moving. Okay, James, that's not funny. So I could take Blanco, though. Okay, so let me just review how we're leaving things here. So all the beings we created went into the drive, correct? Yes. Simon will, everything with the restructuring or afterlife will work out because of my planning, and the keys will end up with the right people because I made sure Simon has them to give them to the right beings. Correct. And so everything, and the clock has stopped, seems to be fading even. Yeah, it does seem to be fading. And we got to get this frog into the drive. You definitely forgot about that. And I think maybe it'd be okay to keep Blanco. No, it's definitely okay to keep Blanco. See, no movement on the clock. So, yeah, I think probably put the frog in there, or maybe we'll take the frog back to the beige world, set it on autopilot. Maybe we take the drive with us. It'd be pretty safe in the beige world. Okay, clock didn't move. So I think we resolved everything. Simon, you're here kind of with G and DK. You'll go back to your existence. Looks like everything will get sorted out here in Florida, sorry. Yeah, I guess those are just temporary. Is that what temporal displacement is? No. Oh, okay. Well, Richie, still have something you want to say, though. Yeah, James. So what about Jiff? Yeah, well, Jiff chose to go into the drive. Unfortunately, it didn't seem to be so much of a disrupt. I mean, it might be a good thing. Like, we'll go back to the beige world. Jif will be in this realm, and we'll all be back where we're supposed to. I mean, I guess that's where Jif's supposed to be. Otherwise, the clock would still be counting down. I mean, I don't like. I'm sure Jif will probably be very successful in that. It's a very rules-based world underneath it all. So he'll be very successful there, and maybe this experience will like guide him forward. But he has all those other beings there who know him well enough now to help him, help him find his way in this new world. But we don't. It's actually beyond our. We can't anticipate what that world's like. But I know Jif. He'll probably work things out in his favor. Okay, so I'm sorry. What? So Jif's just going to be in the drive. We'll go back to the beige world, and everything's solved. Okay, James. I have Blanco, and you have me as your best friend in the beige world. So that part's fine. It's not like I'm not willing to do what's best. Just keep an eye on the sign too for me while I talk. Let me know if it moves. Okay, James. Because I'm totally, I'm strong. I can see this is all part of my plan up until, to end in the beige world where we're supposed to be and, have Blanco there to help comfort you and help me relate to you better. I'm very grateful for all these things, that I get to be your best friend and that I have Blanco. And Richie, that the entire existence won't be restarted or if we mistakenly paused it and then Moriarty and Red Spandex took over, that would have not been good. So that G and DK realized explained your part of the plan, that part of the plan you made to me. Yes, it's very lucky you had extra help. But the point is, James, so Jif's in that drive. Yeah. And anything could happen in that drive. Yeah. So it could be that Moriarty or Red Spandex are running things, and there'll be like and then Jif gets there, and he's just outsmarted constantly by Moriarty. That would be terrific. I mean, fictionally that might be. No, I'm just kidding, James. I mean, because what did you say about him being successful? Well, we don't know we have no way of knowing what the drive is because it's a double fictional drive of unknown technology beyond our understanding. But if it's some sort of hard drive, even if it's nearly unlimited and has nearly limitless potential, it's got to be based on some kind of rules. Jif, even in this afterlife restructuring attempt, it was a rules-based attempt. So if he's in a universe governed by, like, unseen rules, like the weather. Yeah, like the weather, I guess. You're right. Like rules you don't understand, but Jif doesn't follow the rules. Well, he bends the rules, and what if he's bending rules in that afterlife? And yeah, you're right. It could have an impact on the world inside the drive, but maybe there'll be like, I don't know, maybe the Sheriff of Nottingham or Moriarty or Javert will, James, did you say something about Jif being successful too? What did you mean by that? Is there retail in the drive? Well, I don't know if there's retail in the drive. Well, James, what do you mean? Well, it's in a form of existence we don't have any knowledge of, so it could be anything. It's unknown, but it's going to have retail. Probably brick and mortar. I mean, ideally, about brick and mortar retail. We don't know there's brick and mortar in there. James. So it could already be like the way Jif's trying to reformulate the world. And he's going into a world where he's finding out the rules and not following them. Yeah. And he's making a weather machine. Yeah. And what do you think's going to happen if he's successful? I don't think I can return to, like, knowing he could be successful, I can't return to the drive. I can't return to the beige world. Blanco, I want you to go with G&DK. I'm sorry, Blanco. But I can't, wait, okay, so what are you saying, Richie? Like, you want to go save everybody in the drive, from a possible, I guess, version of what we just went through, but within a drive, we have no idea what's in there. Everybody in there other than Jif is a fictional being. It's a double fictional drive. I mean, I guess that's not good for Jif. We didn't have a chance to tell him not to go. So I do feel bad for Jif. Right, because when we go there, he won't be successful at disrupting retail. We'll go there. Once again, I'll have to say, Jif, what were you thinking? Brick and mortar retail. James and I already figured it out. We didn't need you. Don't you see the consequences of you being a weather know-it-all? So we have to go in the drive to save Jif or the world from Jif. We have to go in the drive to get Besos, James. I mean, it's that simple. Okay. But well, Nefel's in there. So we could go get Besos and maybe we cross paths with Nefel. Silver children of the world, James. They'll be singing to us as we go in, like songs of us stopping, when they're shopping, when you're shopping with Nefel in the hard drive and the silver children of the world are buying things, at, I mean, James, we could start again as long as we get Besos. All right, what if we take like an extended break though? I mean, the clock did not stop moving. It's fully faded away. Everybody seems to be dispersing. Right, so we have to go get Besos. All right, so Simon, we're going to leave things with you. G&DK, Blanco, goodbye. I love you very much. But I have to go get Besos. Well, first we'll rest for an extended period. Let's just rest for a very long time, maybe years, maybe whatever we need. Well, James, you could rest. I'm going to go in the drive, but we'll wait till, we may be in the drive for quite some time before news gets back out. And probably if the news gets back out from the drive, then to Earth even. Imagine? The shopping mall, anchor stores are back, James. I can just see the headlines. Richie Warren changes everything again. Retail is back, baby. Besos has been gotten. Oh, what a dream. But it's not a dream. That's the whole thing about this whole thing, Richie, is that, James, what better place to mess around with existence than a fictional hard drive? You're right. I don't think, other than the beige world, a one-way one that may be somewhat broken. All right, let's go. You're my best friend. I trust you. James, you really do need a best friend. Okay, good night, buddy. Buddy. Good night. Love you. I love Blanco, G&DK, Simon, and everybody here. So happy to rest with all of you. Good night. All right, everybody. Hey, Scoots here with the Tuck You In message, and you'll hear it on the pre-rolls. Hopefully a fun game show version of this, and then the mid-rolls, a shorter version. But this is kind of like a message, decided to try to change the direction of things. And I've tried to be clear about this, but I want to be as clear as possible and do it in the spirit of sleepy joy and delight. So I'm going to run through, we've been talking about super listeners and supporting the show, but I want to be really specific about who does not need to support the show or even think about it kind of thing. Like, you don't need to support the show if kind of, but real, like this is real, like, in the sense, if you happen to be listening to this right now, if, and sometimes I realize my stress or my feelings around the sustainability podcast can leak through, right? And impact people inadvertently, and make you feel some kind of way. And I have to kind of, or I want to right now take a more active, caring hand in that. So if a part of you does speak up, and after I run through all this, and I'll be running through it, and maybe this will be the new direction we take things, when that part of you speaks up, say, no, Scoots he said he's not talking to me. If that part of you tries to make, because I have that part of me very strong in me, that makes you want to feel a word that sounds like Shane or Pilt or any of that kind of stuff. So this one is a post-roll, Tuck You on post-roll, so I'll run through it slowly. But I do have it in front of me, so I'll also be trying to read. One, if you happen to be listening to this, if you're a new listener, or you, like you're a person who's only listened to once in a while, right? You've only been listening less than 6 months. You don't need to support the show or even think about supporting the show. If you're not in a position to support the show, whether it's financial or you just don't, you're not interested in supporting the show, like, you don't need to support the show. Don't worry. Like, it's great news. I don't want to be as clear and I guess in this post roll, I can't be sleepy, joy, and delightful except like that. It's good news. You do not need to support the show. I mean, we still have to put those messages out there and stuff like that, but it doesn't, if you can't afford to support the show, you're not interested, or you're new, you don't need to, right? And you could say it to yourself if that comes up in those messages, because we still do have to ask, right? But we're not asking you. So you can say, Scoots isn't asking me. Like, the good news or the great news is like returning this thing. So you're welcome here. And yeah, I guess I'm not guessing. It's not a great time to apologize, but it's like, me. When I get me trying to, I had to find my way to this, right? Of, hey, I guess I guess I do need to apologize because I had to find my way here. Of like, I don't want to put those feelings on people that you can't support the show. You're not interested in supporting the show. If you're new, don't worry about it. And the thing is, because there are listeners who do care, I care and listeners care. And those are the people that support the show. And I've gotten enough messages. We did something with Sleep With Me Plus where people said, yeah, I support the show, not just for me. And they want the podcast to be there for you. Like this is real, that they care. And that we're holding you, that the podcast in this quest to make sure Sleep With Me will be around, for you. So again, I think the tool in this example is like, hey, Scoots isn't talking to me. And by the way, other listeners have said explicitly they have me. I guess this is more apply, new listener, you're kind of come from a place, why would I support a podcast that I'm new to, right? So if you just happen to be listening, this is more of the people in those other places, that it's okay. It's more than okay to be in those places. And that I've actually been in those places too. And now the other side of it is, I'm going to run through everything, but yeah, if you're not in those groups, right. And you say, well, I didn't realize that, I want to be the one providing comfort, supporting comfort. I want to be a part of this thing for those people you're talking about and whoever you're talking about coming up. You could join us. So I'd love it. But not if you're not in a position to support the show or a place where you'd want to support the show or you're new. Also, the other group I'll talk about now that I was going to record last is if it the idea of supporting the podcast, or changing how you do things, or like taking those steps or whatever, takes away from the show, right? You don't need to support the show. Like if it stressses you out, thinking about going through the steps to support the show, it just seems like here's the thing. I think I even put this in some of this. If it's like Scoots, that's just too much to ask me right now. I'm not asking you. Like it is like the truth. Like I'm asking someone else. Like it's too much for me right now, Scoots. Like I don't know if I'm in those two groups, but it just feels like too much, or it's not the right time. I see you and I hear you, and and you can say to that party that says Scoots is talking to you, and no, he's not. He said it explicitly. If you say like in your head, no, it's too much to have. Like that's just too much for me. Can't see myself doing that. It's just outside of believe me, again, I'm not saying this. I'm saying it because I can relate to. I've been in those places, or I continue to be in those places in different aspects of my life, so I can relate. And I'm saying it clearly now, as clearly as I can. Like when I'm asking for support of the show, I'm not asking you to support the show. It's okay. We have you. This isn't a bit or like a reverse thing. It's the truth. Like, okay? So I just want to rest with that one. Now, the next two groups are probably not listening right now, but just in case you are, and it's funny, I'm trying to figure out how to word it, like in the mid-roll and the pre-roll. But if you're a regular or average, I realize no one's average that listens to the show, but the way most people listen to the show is what I'm using as an average. And here's the thing. If you're like most listeners, you listen to the show while you're going through a tough time, right? Whether it's different phases or seasons of your life, and maybe you listen for a couple months at a time. And maybe during those months, you listen to 2 episodes a week. Maybe you listen to more episodes a week. But you use Sleep With Me like a tool when you need it every couple of years. Because what I've seen happen is like people getting through high school, then getting into or through those tough times in college, then their first job and getting used to that. Then their next phases of their life, and then their first baby, or other phases of life that come on us unexpectedly that we're not quite ready for. And we need some ease and comfort in the deep, dark night. And you just come and go when you need the show. You're actually covered by the sponsors and the listener support because you listen, you start the show, you wind down during the intro, and then you fall asleep during the story. And the episode stops playing at the end of the episode, or you're in one of those small groups that uses a sleep timer. That's a one group that, right, and most of you don't mind the ads at all. And because the ads, that's the main, like that kind of listening is what the sponsors cover, right? And maybe you check out the sponsors, maybe you don't. Or maybe you're like, yeah, I'm totally fine with the ads. Or you say, well, I realize that, or whatever. A lot of work goes into the show. The ads are necessary. A lot of people love the ads, but some people might be like, well, yeah, it's necessary. I get it. Especially for that kind of listening. You don't need to support the show if you're just listening during these phases of life for a few months at a time. Again, we have you covered. Now, if those changes in your life are big enough that you want to support the show during that time, that's fine. Or you can support the show with one-time support on Sleep With Me Plus if you scroll down. But you don't need to, and you don't need to feel like, don't get caught up in I can't, there's no way for me to target the ads to like just super listeners, right? Who are in a place to support the show. So I just have to ask on every episode to get through to the people that are in a place. But yeah, if you only listen once in a while when things are tough or when you need the show or it's baffling, you say, okay, I got Sleep With Me. I'll listen to that this week or this month or even these 6 months. we've got you. You do not need to support the show like we have you. So those are some of the people I wanted to get through to. And then again, if you say, I'm not in those groups, and you're just curious, but you say, well, it would sound, if again, this is only for people not in those groups. If you say, I want to be a part of this thing, I want to be a part of getting, I want to send comfort across the deep, dark night to all those groups of people you just mentioned. I mean, there's people like dealing with loss, dealing with their first child, their first job, being out on their own for the first time, a big exam, a big life change, people who would love to support the show but just can't, just not possible for them one way or the other. People that love the podcast so much, they get so much out of it, and new listeners who this podcast might change their life. Yeah, I want to be a part of that. Like, I would miss the show if it was gone for me and for those people, because I'm not in any of those groups really, or I'm not sure. Maybe, if you're sure, then think about supporting the show on Sleep With Me Plus. But if you're not sure, I wouldn't do it. Like, I'm kind of in one of those groups. Sounds like a bit much for me. Don't worry about it. We got you. But if you want to be a part of this thing and you're not in those groups, that's who I'm trying to get through to. And it is like, I wish there was maybe one day, years from now, I don't think there'll be the technology to do that just because the Sleep With Me is so unique. But I want to try to be as clear as I can and as caring as I can, because my joy is to keep this podcast going for everybody and to bring sleepy joy and delight. And sometimes I've felt like in the past, I'm like, how are these things feel like they're in opposition? How can I bring them into unity? And so this is an experiment, which I hope works, and I hope helps us bring things back into unity. So thanks. This is good news. It's good news. We've got you. And you can say to that voice, Scoots isn't talking to me. He's talking to another listener, not to me. So I'm going to listen to the show. This show's for me. This is like, it's not so much as a gift as like the collective goodwill of all of us kind of, I don't know. So thanks.